I had to wait till I was over 10 years old before I learned the skill of spinning a lattu or top. This game requires a deft hand and enough pocket money to buy the tops made of mud or wood. A string is wrapped around the lower part of the lattu. This is tossed to the ground with a hard jerk and the string is released, causing the lattu to spin and spin. I remember saving my pocket money to buy my first lattu, but I swung it clumsily and the beautiful earthen top broke. Afterwards, I practiced with a small wooden one and eventually learned to toss the earthen ones without breaking them. The narrator says that he had to wait till he was 10 years old. Lattu is a street game played by spinning a top with one hand. This requires the player to have skillful hands and enough money to buy tops made of mud or wood. And the narrator was very careless playing this clumsy fellow. Careless he was, and sometimes he even broke the earthen pot top. Later, he says that he practiced it so much till he was perfect in that art. When I was 14, I was allowed to join the Kabaddi team. To play Kabaddi, you must be quick and strong. You also need the ability to hold your breath for long and to be a master of battle tactics. Since playing this game is almost like real warfare. A line is drawn on a sand or soft earth. Two teams with 5 to 10 players or more stand on either side of the line. A member of one team crosses the line, chanting Kabaddi under his breath without stopping. If he is able to touch one or two players from the opposing team while saying Kabaddi, the person he touches is dead. The visitor then runs back to his side. However, if the visitor is caught or he stops saying Kabaddi, he is dead. The teams take turns to visit each one until all the members of one team are dead. I learned how to hold my breath and developed some daring, but I could not survive for too long before being taken as a prisoner of war. Now, the narrator tells about the Kabaddi game when he was 14 years old. To play Kabaddi, one has to be very strong and quick. You should have the ability to hold on. You must be able to hold on the breath long. And one has to be the master of that in that game. Battle tactics you should have. Battle tactics means the plan, the movement in a fight that help the fighter to win. You should be very cautious about. You have to win the battle. There are two teams, opposite party. You have to fight with that party. And here you should be very brave in that. You have to be a fighter because you have to win. Since playing this game, you almost have to have warfare. Fighting in the war, as if showing that you are fighting in the war. In this game, a line is drawn on the sand. And there are two teams, one opposite to each other. 5 players get together and the member has to cross the line, chanting Kabaddi, Kabaddi, Kabaddi under his breath without stopping. If he is able to touch 1 or 2 players from opposition party or opposing team while saying Kabaddi, the person he touches is dead. The visitor then runs back to his side. Here we get the word opposing. Opposing means playing against another team. Here I'll give you the sentence of the word opposing. India will oppose Australia in this match. And the narrator says that he learned in this game, in this Kabaddi game, how to hold on his breath, and in the same time he developed lot of courage. Daring means courage. I'll give you the example. Daring here meaning, sentence I'll frame for you. He is a daring hunter. Daring, in other words, courageous, brave. But the narrator says that he could not survive too long because he could not breathe. And he was taken as a prisoner of war. He lost the game. He became a loser. This is the lesson all about, children. This lesson tells us that the narrator talks about 4 interesting games that he loved to play during his childhood. And he describes them with so much happiness that we understand the joy they must have had that brought them in that mood. The street games described all are played with a lot of players. All the 4 street games, you require a lot of players. There is fun, children. There is laughter and excitement all around. When someone wins, yes, you become very happy. They shout with full of joy, and the air is filled with happiness and joy. It builds team spirit here and confidence. You come together. You support each and every one when you are playing. And at the same time, you have a lot of confidence about yourself in that game. It is also healthy, as in the case of Kabaddi, Goli and Lattu improves one's concentration. You have to have a lot of concentration. You have to pay attention when you are playing. And in this game, you find that. And the author wants the children to pay concentration, and improvement is also required. And Ank Micholi enhances listening skill. You have to be very careful while playing Ank Micholi. You have to listen. You have to be a good listener. This is what the lesson tells about games.